issues. I stood on this floor almost every session to fight the government to remove Wabodigi from government. I was not anti-Nigerians. I was not anti-foreigners. I was standing on the principle of the law that people who do not meet certain bare minimum legal requirement or qualification cannot occupy government offices. In fact, I was jovially referred to as Wabodigi. By the time I raised my hand here, the whole Senate would laugh, Wabodigi. But I told them, distinguished colleagues, I was in opposition in the 54th when CDC led this Senate. But we pushed in line with our oversight for Zorizo, peace be to the artists, to be denied Senate confirmation. No, I want to. The person who gave me serious, I want to don't take us seriously. Honestly. Honestly.
You fired 3 times from
yeah, please. But I told them, distinguished colleagues, Toga Nimle was named designated chair to head LERC, the Liberia Electricity Regulatory Commission. He was CDCN. Under a CDC gavel, we led the Senate to reject him. But I brought him, Darlington Kale was nominated by President Weah, a CDCN, under a CDC gavel. Our Senator Dillon, we led that man rejection in the Senate. We were opposition. But I told them, distinguished colleagues, for 3 years, I did not vote for the budget on the record because I was demanding domestic debt list. Once they are here, never did we hear that we were anti-coup people because Samuel Tue and John we are the coup people. Where is nonsense coming from? Please, Manapote, distinguished colleagues, where is nonsense, left-threatening thing coming from? That when you speak on governance issue, oversight, then you are supposed to be anti-NIMA. My left is threatened, my left is at risk because the people who speaking, I know them. Manapotem. Manapotem, the Minister of Public Works must be brought before the Senate. The Minister of Labor, I want to make the case. If it makes sense, okay. If it doesn't, fine. I can live with it. The Minister of Labor did not go to his house to make a wild allegation to the effect that he was nominated by President Joseph Nyema Bwaka to be Minister of Justice. His nomination was formally communicated to the Senate in keeping with the law and the practice, and that our Darius Dillon, as Senator, fought his nomination in the Senate until the President withdrew him. He did not say that in his living room. Madam President Pro Tempore, all of us in the Senate, in our Senate chat room, we have the video. The Minister of Labor, he is angered in our exercise of our oversight responsibility on the work permit issue, went to the government-funded, sanctioned press conference at the MICAT, Ministry of Information, where he said on video, live, that Senator Dillon is against the people from Nima. It's the same way I'm targeting him because the president nominated him. His letter came here and I fought it until the president would do him. In a same press conference at the Ministry of Information, regular weekly press briefing, the Minister of Labor said that that's the same target I used to target Senator Chris Johnson, peace be to his ashes. And that's the same thing I'm doing to him for another Nima person to die. But I told him, I'm not afraid, but my life is threatened. Your life can be threatened. Why are you being afraid of the threat? You understand? I want to make it clear. Our honor Georgia government and our declared national security threat. I couldn't even move places. But the reason I'm making all these statements in this chamber is because all these things are happening. When the labor minister came here as a nominee, he sat there and I asked him about work permit, what we would do about work permit to give our people jobs, and he committed. And I told him that I will vote for you so that after 6 months, you can come give us what we're doing on the work permit issue for our people to get jobs. And in the exercise of that duty, when I confirmed that labor minister that day, my protest distinguished colleagues, I want to make it clear that he was not a cool man when I confirmed him. He was not Bassa. He was not VAR. He was from Nima when I confirmed him to be Minister of Labor. So my questions on his performance, especially when it has to do with work permit issue, cannot be now that because he's from Nima and Guillaume. Let me go further. In the Senate where I put a video, the Assistant Secretary of MDR, who is a staff at the Ministry of Labor, went on the radio in Nima County to rally Nima County that I killed Chris Johnson. And I want to kill another Nibaya again. Man, I brought them, distinguished colleagues, Mr. Frederick Bay is the Deputy Director of Communications at the Ministry of Labor. He and 2 other quote-unquote civil society institutions issue damning statements against me. He is the Deputy Communications Director at the Ministry of Labor. Man, I told them, the minister has said, MDR, the people who talking on their own, MDR itself has spoken. Everything the gentleman said to the people of Nima, in Nima, on the radio, that I'm doing everything to have spoken. What one of them work permitting business is Nima business. When I fought here for us to do domestic debt,
we are anxious to know the real you, so we are urging Sleepy Joe to investigate these rumors, as they do not align with the code of conduct of a public official. Though we don't trust Baka himself, because he has no vision for the country, it is important for these allegations or rumors being investigated.
To the press, just pleaded not guilty to all of the indictment read. Why so?
Why? Because I'm not guilty. But you have to follow, right, the reading of the indictment. If you notice, 2 things I will point out to you. The first is the indictment is more about the 17 riots, right, and communications theory. Very little about the fire. The indictment mentions nothing that any of the lawmakers did except by generalization. But the most interesting thing about the indictment, it has a letter, right, from Kivi Bar to Honorable Dixie Sibo purporting to admit. I said this before, I will say it to you again all the time. It's common sense. That's what we use in the law. How many of you these days can write letter in a text message? You understand?
Councillor Kofa, so from the reading of the indictment and from the account you just gave, it means that you have a strong defense in this matter.
No, it just means that the prosecution don't have any case because there's no case to make. This is all politics and it will unravel as quickly as they put it together.
Are you hopeful for inventing a victory?
Of course. I mean, where there's no evidence, the only verdict is a not guilty verdict. And that will be determined by the jury.
So, as the voice of former Speaker Councillor Genity for the KOFA and other lawmakers who are here, I'm going to speak with some of them. And this is the beginnings of this event. So we will speak with Marvin.
I saw you earlier around the court here. You know, what is it like for you seeing your members are just coming on, smiling and all of that?
My understanding is they are submitting themselves to due process of law. All we are hoping and praying for that the law will be followed to its letters, and then the impartial judgment will be rendered. So that's the process of the law. So, I mean, nobody is above the law, and I want to be grateful that former Speaker Kofa is a man of the Lord, and he's following and trying to pursue the course of the law. I think that is the most important thing. So, I mean, you listen to the judge. They have had postponement several times, and today is just one of those postponements for them to appear tomorrow night or 9:10.
The emphasis on postponement, you think it's intentional to delay this entire case?
No, I'm not in the minds of the judge, but I think the gravity of this issue must be dealt with expeditiously. We should not be trying to be doing bickering. One of the things that have happened, why the government is prosecuting people for alleged crime, the government is renovating the very chambers that they're saying was burned by these individuals. In the current draft budget, 3.some million is there. How the government determine that? Because if we are alleging that somebody did something, indict them. On our jurisprudence, when you indict somebody, that person is a criminal until proven guilty or not guilty. Is presumed innocent until proven guilty. So once you have been indicted, the people, I think the government should not play that facility because there will be further forensic investigation. Maybe the court may order that. So to determine factual causes of the fire. So you can't be renovating the place while you are prosecuting innocent people. In my mind, I don't see the justice.
Honorable Cole, you just listening to the former speaker saying this is political. Where do you stand?
I want to agree with him partially because if the chambers, the branch chamber, so to speak, is placed in the current national budget for execution, because the budget is going to be passed in this December. So why are you prosecuting people who burned the place? Why are you taking responsibility of a crime that you say I committed and you are prosecuting me for? So that's just my concern. The government had a lot of questions to answer because if they were not political, they should not touch that facility until this court, this matter is legally concluded.
Honorable Cole, one may say, what difference will it make if the government says and doesn't renovate the area, whether guilty or not guilty? The government will have to refurbish that place.
No, but listen, once a crime is committed, if you went to all of the crime scene, you'll see the ribbon that will be placed there, meaning that place should not be tampered with until full conclusion are made or adjudication. So once you have alleging that people burn the place, you say hooligans burn the place, give the law the opportunity. When the law takes its course, then the government wants to take responsibility, the government can take responsibility. But once you have not adjudicated the matter, you place the branch chamber in fact, from the very day, in 2025 budget, the chair on Ways, Means and Finance estimated at 1.8 million. Now it's gone to 3.6 million. So what is it the government wants? So Fonanti Kopa would not be wrong if he said the case is a political case. And I hope that our country should not be on the trajectory using politics and weaponizing all of our institutions. The judiciary should not be weaponized. And I think that's what is happening here, in my opinion.
Thank you.
very much.
So he's Marvin Cole. So we are still speaking with several of the lawmakers.
But you have to follow, right, the reading of the...
They not say I will answer cool people. But what happened today? After all the that the government should not pay $704 million in domestic debt on verified claims. Imagine if we are not fought to bring domestic debt issue to light. Bogus claims. This is not joke. This is no joke. You got overzealous people. They'll do anything. So I'm asking the Senate, and let me close. I'm making a case 54th Senate. I was from the opposition. On the 54th Senate. I was from the opposition. And I was allowed to be critical. And I was critical on the issues. I stood on this floor almost every session to fight the government to remove Wabodigi from government. I was not anti-Nigerians. I was not anti-foreigners. I was standing on the principle of the law. That people who do not meet certain bare minimum legal requirement or qualification cannot occupy government offices. In fact, I was jovially referred to as Wabodigi. By the time I raised my hand here, the whole Senate would laugh, Wabodigi. But I told them, distinguished colleagues, I was in opposition in the 54th when CDC led this Senate. But we pushed in line with our oversight for Zorizo, peace be to the artists, to be denied Senate confirmation. No, I want to. The person who can be serious, I want to don't take us seriously. Honestly. Honestly.
You filed 3 times from
Yeah, please. But I told them, distinguished colleagues, Toga Nimle was named designated chair to head LERC, the Liberia Electricity Regulatory Commission. He was CDCN. Under a CDC gavel, we led the Senate to reject him. But I brought him, Darlington Kale was nominated by President Weah, a CDCN, under a CDC gavel. Our Senator Dillon, we led that man rejection in the Senate. We were opposition. But I told them, distinguished colleagues, for 3 years, I did not vote for the budget on the record because I was demanding domestic debt list. Once they are here, never did we hear that we were anti-coup people because Samuel Tue and John we are the coup people. Where is nonsense coming from? Please, Manapote, distinguished colleagues, where is nonsense, left-threatening thing coming from? That when you speak on governance issue, oversight, then you are supposed to be anti-NIMA. My left is threatened, my left is at risk. Because the people who speaking, I know them. Manapotem. Manapotem.
Afternoon. Good afternoon, Liberia. On today, 11202025, Today is the 20th day of the 11th month of the year, November 2025. A pleasant welcome to all of our folks watching us, following us live. We say good afternoon, good morning, based upon your timeline. And just to remind you from the commission, the National AIDS Commission has informed Liberians that about 36,000 Liberians are living with AIDS, HIV and AIDS. And women are mostly affected by the AIDS in Liberia, according to the AIDS Commission. And we say welcome on today. Good morning, good evening. Today is the 20th of November. We say welcome to this spectacular edition of the People's Program. On today, 1910, the Mexican Revolution launched by Francisco Madero. On this day, 1910, Francisco Madero launched a failed revolt that sparked the Mexican Revolution by inspiring hope in such leaders as the Pancho Villa and Emiliano Zapata, who then mobilized their armies against the government of the Porfirio Diaz, the president of Mexico. And today, 2024, Gino, head coach of the University of Connecticut women the basketball team won his 1,217 game, making him the coach with the most wins across all the NCAA basketball history in the world. The first World Cup to be held in the Middle East began. Ecuador defeated Qatar and the host country in the tournament first match in 2022 on the 20th of November. In 1998, the American Tobacco Company signed an agreement with the government of 46 U.S. states to settle the state's claims for reimbursement of the Medicare fund spent to treat smoking-related illnesses. The settlement cost the tobacco manufacturer $206 billion beyond the $40 billion they had agreed to pay for other states in 1997. On today, a massive fire erupted at the Windsor Castle in the Berkshire, England, causing the destruction of 115 rooms. Though the art collection store was there last untouched, it took nearly 5 years to repair the damage. The American politician in 1925 to the 20th of November, Robert F. Kennedy, who had several posts in the administration of his brother, President John F. Kennedy, and later served as a U.S. Senator before being assassinated, was born today in Massachusetts. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Welcome to this inspiring lunchtime program. Be our guest and let's have a palatable lunch on this afternoon. And we'll say welcome to all of you. Let me say welcome. Thank you for joining me. Several issues are unfolding, and if this government is not careful, they will or may just operate as the past. Several issues unfolding today. We talk about this thing. Let's talk about it first before moving forward. I'm going to talk about this road fund. The RIA road. Some of the issues involved in that process. Some of you don't know about it. Let's talk about that this afternoon. And we will talk about this video that has gone viral. Let's talk about it. About the confirmation of the deputy minister there at the Ministry of Internal Affairs. We'll talk about that. And we get a report that the CDC Women Wing has placed up their comments about this matter. And you are aware that the Center for Transparency and Accountability has warned that the recent decline in the key governance indicator on the MCC indicator shows that more divisive politics, political will, and enforcement of anti-corruption measures are urgently needed upon. We'll talk about that this afternoon. Let's talk about this deputy minister. You know, it was so surprising to Liberians, and there are so many senators today who are even wondering, asking themselves how they managed to confirm Madam Fatima Bentu Salif. Remember, she appeared before the Liberian Senate first, and it was seen with the issue that she lied on her oath. And she lied on her oath, and later on she was confirmed. And she admitted that she lied on her oath, on her academic credentials. And a decision that now called the questionable ability of the legislatures. And their pledges are made in time past. You know, they are all informed the Liberians that they are the cause of the problem and they will fight to handle it. Remember, some time ago, they said that the lawmaker, the executive were on honeymoon. That's what the legislature said. Abraham down DeLong. They said that the executive were on honeymoon, that they should now get up in that honeymoon mood and start to do something. And they who are lawmakers will not continue to deal with that honeymoon mode. So, Madam Fatima Bentu Salif went there and she lied on her oath and she apologized. And we saw that 17 senators voted for her. One person abstained. And it was also an issue how she misled the lawmakers about qualification, and then how they have turned around just short while they didn't confirm her. So this also points to the quality of leaders we're having in the executive branch of government, based upon the decision they are making. You know, most of the time they will say, well, accountability, so ministers are confirmed to the law of the Senate. They are nominees nominated by the president, sent to them for confirmations, they confirm the people, and those ministers go to the position, they don't function as per their duties. And sometimes you hear lawmakers saying that we need a report for these folks that will help us know how far they are and how much we can give them next time around, especially where this 1.2 billion budget has been celebrated upon. Madam Salif apologized, she lied on her oath. Folks were saying that was just a clear indication of her being relieved of the post. But lawmakers went in and confirmed her. You know, this has been a very serious problem in our country. And they have made themselves like a toothless bulldog to the executive. They confirm people, and when people come, they don't function. They blame the executive, not knowing they are a part. You know, the executive will nominate people and say, I send this person for the position. By law, the lawmakers are claiming the authority to scrutinize that person and make sure they send the right person to the Liberian people so that person can work in the interest of the nation. If that person doesn't work in the interest of the nation, it's not only the executive being blamed, the senators are also being blamed. They have a share in that blame. They have a share inside. And Madam Salif apologized for her earlier misstatement. Let me read her statement. They said, I would like to clarify that I hold a master's degree in social work with a specialized studies in mental health and substance abuse and urban development. I apologize for my earlier statement. That is, earlier on, she said something, and then she came back and said, what I said was not true. Now we're hearing our lawmakers voted for her on Tuesday to confirm her. This have brought the legislature to public ridicule, criticizing their decisions. Earlier on, why they had issues, and why now they are somewhat sorted on their decisions, and then allow this lady to be confirmed. And This has been a major concern of the Liberian people. The quality of leaders, especially in the executive branch, ministers, directors, that goes for confirmation. But it was surprising to note again that as we are sitting here, this very man I will confirm is apologizing. There's a disturbing social media video that is, I will play this video for you. I will play this video for you so that you listen to all. Just after she being confirmed. And this is bringing a lot of questions up. Like I said, the citizen women have written a long letter, and she also had written. Imagine you wrote a letter again to the Senate, you apologize. Then again, just after that, you are apologizing for issues. Upon the time she was confirmed, she came up with a Facebook post, according to her, and we were celebrating. This video showed the minister hurling insults at people perceived to be critics. An opposition figure less than 24 hours after she publicly apologized for misleading the lawmakers about academic credentials to her confirmation. She apologized then again. Now she's apologizing on Facebook again. She apologized about her Facebook actions. How are you going to deal with people? Because if you are going to, you now are seeing people as critics against you, and insults are coming up. You're apologizing for your action again. Why is now you are with folks, you are with city mayors into Grand Creek County, Maryland County? Because you see yourself so big for the United States of America, and you just see people as a threat. How are you going to deal with them? And these are traditional people. They go tell you, say, one county, Grand Creek, or one area, Grand Creek is a city. You see one young girl there is a city mayor, or one young boy is a city mayor, and you go there with that kind of attitude. What are you going to do? Are you going to criticize them? Or even when they say they didn't like you? Are you going to go on Facebook trying to criticize? It was interesting to know that she's saying that she's Joseph Bowers' daughter. I'll put the video up on. If you're watching me live, you see her. She was just the one being confirmed by the Senate. And a lot of the issues are coming up as the kind of leaders this government is beginning. We are saying there are things to complain about in the past. And we are still beginning to see these things happening. There are questions about this. I will show you the video if you're watching me live where she's on Facebook jubilating there and showing up how she is. And the CDC women of the CDC has posted a comment. We'll read that comment that the release from the CDC Women League in Marshall County. But listen to her after the film confirming her now. She gone. She and the other person and other people are on. And listen to the chief imam of Liberia, Imam Ali Krayi. You're bringing this Madigo thing up again. Mind you are deputy minister. You're going to work in the town, in other places that got cities with other folks who are not Muslim. And you begin to show these differences. How? Let's listen to her. Listen to her.
I never went to law school and slapped a professor for grade.
If you listen to them follow on, they will tell you we want the lawyer or the instructor there at the law school is there. Why are you going to go to law school? And they say they got text messages. So their lawyer, when you know that lawyer went and showed the text message, that person had to slap with the person and show it to you. Are you willing to show the text messages out in a plain view of Liberian people? You are now beginning to denigrate another sector of this country. That law school instructors go there and sleep with the students. You are now accusing law school students who are there to sleep with instructors so they get their grade. And this also brought on the quality of lawyers we're having today, or law practitioners we're having today. Listen to her.
Be here on top of it. Kumba. My silent did not mean I'm scared of you with a small chicken legs. Sleeping with me for and we're in 2025. Sleeping with me in law school for grade. It must end today.
A public servant, one who had just been confirmed But the resident who just apologized for actions lying on an oath is there again on social media again with another issue. Listen further.
All of just them for the law school will bring that Oscar. Will bring a chance lesson. I'm not driving like my uncle. I don't know, but he was law professor. All these haters, they were talking.
So you now say Kabanja uncle law. He don't want law to the president and show you the text message. You bring the text message outside of your uncle. This just will show you how our leaders, those who are called to serve the public, act out in the public. Out of social media, because mind you, nowadays it's just offering the issue. You see the minister will leave the office, instead of having press conference where you have the media there, he's on social media giving information. Even at times there are press bureaus in the institutions, they will not transmit the information through those departments, but they themselves are the one out. In this kind of boastful posture, and even drag the executives in some wholesome actions with the way they portray themselves. Now you call a name. You say you show the face. You show. So is that how when you become a deputy minister you are going to deal with people? Because you're going to deal with a lot of city mayors across the country. You're going to be dealing with people. The municipality having activities. People come to you and say things. Are you not going after when you go on social media? You tell people, oh, the city mayor didn't tell me you're under these, or somebody don't tell me the city mayor under these. I'm going to bring it out. Is that going to behave? Let's conclude this video here and listen to the end of it. And you will tell me what are the action of this. Justly, someone who have been confirmed newly, bare 24 hours, who will apologize, is apologizing again, and will read part of a letter to the public here this afternoon. Good afternoon. Let's listen to this.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you don't know what made my little boy different. Our parents can get married. We'll bring a chance lesson. I'm not driving like my uncle. I don't know, but he was law professor. All these haters, they were talking. Just about I just zip it. So then I will be released on your Kumaile. Yeah. Again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you don't know what made my little boy different. Our parents can get married. They can get married before they have us. No funny case. No emotions, no nothing. There was a proof of grace. It must end today.
And you listen to the deputy minister confirmed there. Then shortly after that, she is on Facebook in apologizing. Someone says, is this the apology messy? She is on Facebook apologizing again. Just after hours following a confirmation. Mind you, this reflects the kind of people that the president have called to serve the people of this country. Imagine the people have had explicit confidence in the president by electing him and saying, go ahead and bring all the people that you can work with to make our society better. Now listen to this, even up a paragraph. He said, I take full responsibility of my actions I take full responsibility for my expressions in the moment. They reflect a mixed view of emotions ranging from joy at the good news and relief that was over, and finally anger at some of the stressful interactions that had come along with this process. Listen, I truly acknowledge that those remarks should not and do not reflect my core values, the standard of our president, or my respect for women in various capacities. Regardless of my disagreement or tension, I know that it is wrong of me for my language or action to demean another person, and for this I am sorry. The person who was just apologizing in the Senate is given less than 48 hours, is apologizing outside to the public again. And mind you, sometimes our leaders are not careful. She said the president said to zip it. So is the president telling you to stop doing things and do something? So that when you come on, you insult, isn't the president telling you? When the president says, go insult this person, you go on social media and insult them. When you say, don't insult, you don't do it. You see how our leaders are not careful, they expose the leader in the kind of thing? They always link their action with these things. That the president told me I should zip it, I should not talk, and now you're talking. So who told you to talk? Is it the president who told you don't talk? Is the one telling you now to talk? Our leaders, they are to be very mindful of their actions. Listen, you see, I offer my sincere, unconditional apology to anyone I offended by any word. You just apologize to the Senate. You come again with your action, you're apologizing. He said, I offer my sincere, unconditional apology to anyone I offended by my words or actions. I regret my discomfort or harmful cause and remain committed to professionalism, mutual respect, and constructive engagement in all. Who will trust you? You were just before the Senate and you lied. You came back and said you lied. You just come back again, you enter action again, and you apologize to them that you were working professionally. How? This just go back to the Senate. Many times we bring the executive, the kind of leaders they have in position I love the executive. Ministers, deputy ministers, directors, head of agencies. We bring the president. But now knowing the action of the senators are also involved. Because they are the one who can confirm these kind of people that come to the Liberians and to rule, and the actions are reflected by the way they behave. You see? So, President Walker, we are sent into past government. Just imagine, one person that came on high level of criticism, look at the level of the foreign affairs minister. You ever heard her talking to him? Even with the very little party cycle, there was some disagreement with the president for having her as foreign ministers. But trust me, she is one of the best performing ministers. She never said a word. She was not there in a breakout with people. She was not there going on Facebook to insult people. She was not there going. So is this how you're going to lead the office? Badly, because there will be one activities. Like I said earlier on, you are going to be heading the open activities of this ministry. You dealing with civilians. When they make you vet, you come on social media, you say, hey, Liberians, this is where we are. This is going to show that the level of incompetence that sometimes be exhibited in our leaders doesn't just point to the president alone. That's the reason why the Constitution, the separation of power, gave a thin line that connects all of them. That this one doesn't do anything unilaterally, but they have to go at some point with the other side to get completed. The president nominates, he doesn't just bring anybody he wants to bring, but he will send them to the Senate. And the Senate will then confirm this person and then send them. When you are confirmed, you go to the ministry as minister or deputy or assistant or director, you go there and you begin to function. Or you go to the head of institution. Maybe you're director general or commissioner, you go there to function. That approval given you, it's not just the president alone. It comes across the president to me. The senators are also into this matter. Now, folks are saying that her actions, the Senate should go back to the actions. The Senate should go back, recall or confirmation, and then tell the president to send somebody up there, but we watch her to see what will happen in the coming days. I mean, probably she will be the one apologizing to the president, saying, Mr. President, I'm sorry that I did this again, because apology is always there on the stand. Let me say good afternoon, thank you. It's good that we'll bring these things up to you. Let me go to the point that I mentioned that the CDC Women Wing has come up. The CDC Women Wing, they have condemned the Deputy Minister Salih reported insult to our critics. Because mind you, they have an opposition bloc. Is it a show off of even that anybody that criticize you, you go on social media and insult them? Are you now bringing a traditional women's status to public ridicule that you now seeing the Manigo people that like this and saying how they are, so the other people are not like that? Let me say welcome. Thank you for joining me. Good afternoon. Let's listen to her again.
I never went to law school and slapped a professor for grade. Be here. Be here on top of it. Kumba. My silence did not mean I'm scared of you with your small chicken legs. Sleeping with men for, and we're in 2025, sleeping with men in law school for grade.
Welcome. Thank you for joining me. These are some of the activities in Liberia. Say good afternoon. You know, I want to say something to you. This has just been seen from all indication, the way, from a manner, our leaders take the interest of this country. I'm going to go to the RI road. This government is calling for the serious audit. What they have observed in this entire process. And some of you don't know that the money for that construction of the road, it is a loan that we have to pay back. Some of you don't know. And it is not a loan that we have to pay back at the end of a certain period. Like, for example, in 50 years or 100 years, we have to pay back after the years. But we have to pay intermittently, annually, or periodically, the money we are taken from our folks who took the money from. But something that is worrying here, where our interest? If you look at currently, we are so much interested in health. If you look at what's in the budget, let's say for 2024 to 2026, if you look at the expenditure of the executive, let's say the president, the vice president, the senate, the pro tempore, the deputy, the speaker, the deputy speaker, the chief justice here, and you combine all of this, the money that we have paid, we have given to them, and see whether it match out the number of money or the amount we have a portion for healthcare in this country. It will worry you that we are not serious. On a serious note. And that's the reason why folks are still asking the level of the Senate, of the lawmakers, the Senate representative, to do the due diligence. How they can shift budget lines to priority lines from one end to another. And mind you, some are already so much doubtful that these lawmakers are going to do that. It will remain as it is, and it will just be where they are. Imagine if we check on 2024-2026, the budget has been revealed currently. Let's take it from that level. If you look at these 6 key positions in the country, they were meeting about 332 rather. If you see how much these people have a portion of health, it doesn't even match close to that. Where are we going? Where are we going? Imagine if we see the big 6 offices each after 6 months, the vice president become about 10 million plus. Speaker become about 5 million. Pro tempore 3 million. Deputy Speaker 3 million. Chief Justice 859,280. Are these monies match up to the ones we will be given to the health sector? Does this show that we are concerned? Man, you're gonna get me wrong. Every little increment is appreciated. That this one to this budget, you see increment, a little increment in some of the budget lines that are attributed to health. But then look at how much they are taking and how much they give to health. Are they sincere? Do you think they are sincere? Do you think so? If we are looking at one office and giving over $1 million and looking at priority issues, health, education, those things that directly impact the lives of the people, and we are having exorbitant fees given to a single office or offices, do you then think that we are serious if we are coming to say this government, they came to rescue? Imagine we have more than 14 major referral hospitals. How much altogether are they taking? How much? If you see 14 major referral hospitals across the country, we'll be getting around 16.3% to the institutions. Then tell me, how much will be the portion for the judges' 6 offices? The president, the vice president, the speaker, the deputy speaker, the pro tem, the chief justice. Can we then say we are serious and sincere? If we are allowed to those offices and those institutions that will deal with our people directly, and we say we're increasing them, we just increase them a bit, and have these individuals with all of the leverages, all of the opportunities given to them, are we serious? That's a question there and a food for thought for Liberians out there. Let me say welcome to you this afternoon. And it's good that we bring this out because your direct lawmakers are seated right now, as I speak to you. The folks are now dealing with the budget. You're aware that the Senate said to them they don't want to do it together. You want to do it separately. The Senate will have their own hearing with their process. They want a joint process. They want to have their own different, and the House already do theirs different. And that process has commenced, and committees already structured to look at this process. Now, when they come outside, they will tell you, the people are sincere, the budget before them. Will they do the due diligence? Will they do the due diligence this afternoon? You know, the authorities have informed us that 100 million loan will be provided to the company, and they expect them to use this money transparently in collaboration with government to ensure that the proper implementation of the nation on a major international cross route. Now, the Information Ministry is informing us that they are now seeing several financial discrepancies. Mind you, the route that was the EFWA route going towards the Roberts Field, the Habel, Buchanan end, that road first when it was set up, we heard that 116 million were concerning that road. And this RA road has been a very serious concern. Where's the print, the blueprint of our road? Is the company given the contract to, are they really constructing our road the way it's supposed to be? Or they just give you anything? Mind you, there's one issue to talk about. Money should match with reality. If we are telling people to build us road, build us bridge, no recently the beyond most ability with this road thing, and they say all that they want to see the blueprint, how it should be. Are they also telling us that this road that they are building for Liberia is matched with the blueprint of the road? Or the company just do that until now? Hearing our Information Ministry telling us that there are several financial discrepancies. Does the design of the road match what I was seeing in reality? Now we're hearing that the project is a loan. The 100 million is a loan. And the loan is structured in the way that We are not to pay at the end of the period. Every year we have to pay. Every year we have to pay. The government is supposed to make certain amount towards this road, the loan that they took. It's not a loan that you take maybe after 100 years or 50 years before you pay the money. So there'll be a riot crying to people who are debt waiver and all that things like that, they will forgive us. But a loan that you took that every year you have to give money towards the road. Now, the government is saying they're calling on the GSC to carry on an audit. They're saying that the money they have given and what they are seeing, it doesn't match up to it. Because the government are being able to, they are going to give the money this road started the past government, that is the George B. Allen government. The road started upon. And now the government want to go further. But because the government doesn't have that leverage to always just be putting money somewhere and now being matched up to this process, now this government is calling for audit. Now there are serious complaints coming from contractors. And the money they're hiring to build a road, those contractors are complaining now. They are complaining about bad labor practices on the road. Several contractors are complaining about delayed payment, sometimes no payment on our road, and all of these issues. Now, it has made the government to reassign the Tower Hill Bridge project to the Chinese Railway Construction Company, which they are now taking over the initiative because of what they have seen. This road is important in Liberia, and it should be as it is. But with the issues that are coming up now, it's raising concern. Audit is not coming up. Do we now agree that the road is the way it's being built? It's being built a blueprint. Where is the blueprint of the RI road? Can we look at the blueprint? Because if you remember, some of the post travel on that road can remember that those form the building in the middle of the road. Sometimes you see vehicles run to them and it just gets to pieces. Somebody asks, are there not steel wrong in those materials? Are there not enough cement? With the road, the way the road is being built, will it serve us for the time we are looking at? Look at the folks that are working on the road, our sons and daughters. The environment is so hazardous to the extent that no personal protective gears. Folks are getting wounded on our road. There have been a lot of injured persons on our road. Persons have gotten injured on our road. And as you receive yours, just go home. And this is one thing that our folks need to pay serious attention to. The way we treat Liberians. When we give contracts to other companies, foreign companies, and they come to this country and say, let's hire the Liberian people, the way they treat Liberians, you will see these folks wearing the steel-toe boots. You will see them wearing jeans, wearing personal protective material, the PPEs, to help them go through the process. But then when you look, Liberians are wearing any kind of thing they don't wear. You are wearing materials that even when you step on a nail, it can stop it. And once you are injured, go down to your house with your own. We were told that this road was valued at 116 million. And when we saw at the end, prior to the end of the past government, we were hearing that the money almost finished for the road. And the road have not been completed. The past government both grandfather road 2020. That was under the former president. And now here we are. We knew that there were some issues of resettlement activities on our road that cost about 7.5 million. We talk about the road design and supervision and the time limit for the road. When? building of bridges, culverts, the culverts on our road, to replace them, the drainages being built. Now, engineers are raising concerns. They are raising concerns about the construction quality. This is the reason why some pundits agreed when the government said to most ability, bring the design of the road. That's how it should be, right? It should be. But then you, government too, the RA road you're building that was going to East International, did you show them the blueprint of the road? Or you just told them, say, build the road, let it be like this. Are they using the needed materials? Are they? The way they are building those culverts, the way they are building the drainages, is it the right way? Or are we going to find the roadway areas that will complain about bridges there and overstay, that will change it, we start seeing overflooding? We start seeing where drainages are, we start seeing something else, the water, it becomes so small for the water to pass, it's being blocked. We start seeing difference of issues. Do we have proper drainage system on the road? Is that how it should be? And our road, upon the completion of that road, we should have improved traffic flow. We should have a lot of safety there. The economic activities. Or are we going to build a road that after the next 50 years, we're trying to change it and build something else? Yes. We should be seeing traffic light on our road. Street lights, traffic signals, upgraded drainage system. We should see standardized coverage, not just the old and usual as it is. Now the government are seeing other things, and they're now saying that the way they see things going is like money that have been spent doesn't match up with reality. So they're now calling the government that let there be an audit be conducted and see how far we have gone, how far money have been spent. It is another means to slow down the project. Folks are saying it's good, that we know how it is. And because most of our road now go to the pipeline area, road that was built. The road connecting the pipeline there. If you enter there, I have to say somewhere into Bapolu City or some Bapolu got a good road now. Somewhere into Lofa or somewhere into Maryland. Because the way from the manner we treated our road. You enter the pipeline area. That Johnnyville end. Folks are now calling for the serious maintenance of that road, because more often we just build road and we leave it undone. It's been left as it is. It starts to crack. You start to see pump holes there, and from small it gets bigger and it gets larger. Then we can no longer continue it. Are we really matching our monies with reality? When we say we're building road, it's like we just want to see something. We just want to see something. Oh, we want to build a bridge, yeah, build a bridge. Is it just it? Or we match it up with reality, with quality. If we spend $10 on this project, we spend the $10 and then $10 match up with what we spend to the people, to serve the people of the country. Or we just show the thing, because mind you, we may come today and say, oh, we have 5 billion, 10 billion. And we just spend it as it is. The next thing, after 2-3 years, we start looking for different money again to spend on that particular area. The aspect of durability is actually important. We see other folks in other countries when they're building our roads or bridges or culverts or issues, they put value to it. They tell you this thing is the next 50 years, the next 100 years. And for sure, for ours, just build something, the celebration will be there. Within 2-3 years, 5 years, the next thing you see that thing got to go for a major repair on it. Sure. Are we modernizing our processes. But this is where we are. Now, they say they are requesting a GSC audit on the road on the financial source action, because the audit process will give us match up with our money. Whether the money we have given the people is what they're giving us. Because the government will give money always, and then we'll come for additional money. We say $10 for this thing, $50 for it, we'll pay the $50, then the next thing we can go, if finish, we can have a different one again. Let us know where our money is and how we are carry on this process. These are some of the issues folks are saying that we never took key issues in the building of that road. How we did a bidding process to have the right contractors to go on. We are now in the middle of it. Now we're hearing now, reportedly from pundits, that the 116 million was spent on our road. We will spend more than 25 million on our road before we get it done. This is where we are, Liberia. But now the government has said, let's carry on audit. Audit will be the right way to go, and we're hearing that the audit is already ongoing. The process has begun, and the outcome will be made available. The money being spent, how far we are, whether it's matched up to it, whether the quality of material put in our role can serve us for the time. And we're saying welcome. Folks are saying the audit is welcome for the road, so we can see where we are today. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. We'll take our break here. We'll come back. We'll travel outside Liberia again. Another audit for our road. We'll travel outside. We'll come back. We'll go to the lines. We'll talk to you. Good afternoon. Let's take this break.
The Minister of Public Works must be brought before the Senate. On the 54th Senate, I was from the opposition. On the 54th Senate, I was from the opposition. And I was allowed to be critical. And I was critical on the issues. I stood on this floor almost every session to fight the government to remove Wabodigi from government. I was not anti-Nigerians. I was not anti-foreigners. I was standing on the principle of the law, that people who do not meet certain bare minimum legal requirement or qualification cannot occupy government offices. In fact, I was jovially referred to as Wabodigi. By the time I raised my hand here, the whole Senate would laugh, Wabodigi. But I told them, distinguished colleagues, I was in opposition in the 54th when CDC led this Senate. But we pushed in line with our oversight for Zorizo, peace be to the artists, to be denied Senate confirmation. No, I want to. The person who can be serious, I want to don't take us seriously. Honestly. Honestly.
You filed 3 times from
Yeah, please. But I told them, distinguished colleagues, Toga Nimle was named designated chair to head LERC, the Liberia Electricity Regulatory Commission. He was CDCN. Under a CDC gavel, we led the Senate to reject it. But I brought them, Darlington Kale was nominated by President Weah, a CDCN, under a CDC gavel. Our Senator Dillon, we led that man rejection in the Senate. were opposition. Madam President, distinguished colleagues, for 3 years, I did not vote for the budget on the record because I was demanding domestic debt list. Once did I hear, never did we hear that we were anti-coup people because Samuel Tuer and John we are the coup people. Where is nonsense coming from? Please, Madam President, distinguished colleagues, where is nonsense, left-threatening thing coming from? That when you speak on governance issue, oversight, then you are supposed to be anti-NEMA. My left is threatened, my left is at risk, because the people who speaking, I know them. Madam President, Madam President, Madam President, the Minister of Public Works must be brought before the Senate. The Minister of Labor, I want to make the case. If it makes sense, okay. If it doesn't, fine. I can live with it. The Minister of Labor did not go to his house.
And you listen to that, Senator Abraham Down Dillon says live in a rich. He's been threatened by his consistent adverse to Liberia labor sector strength. He says live has been threatened. On a serious note, every time it's a cook or cry, make sure and do the right thing. This is where he is. Where is it coming from? Where is that coming from, Liberians? Let's now travel outside Liberia to check out what's going on the African scenes this afternoon. We will stop first into Nigeria, where Nigeria closes schools in the Kwara states amid rising insecurity. Authorities in Nigeria's Kwara states have shut down all schools across the Ifilodon, Iketi, Irapundu, Isin, and Ikiro, following new security threats in the area. The state's education commissioner, Lara Olahunga, says the decisions to keep students safe as security forces pursued armed groups operating around the area. He noted that authorities want to prevent attacks from using children as cover while fleeing ongoing military operations. The move comes after gunmen stormed a church into Ikuruki, into Iketi, into LGA, triggering fears among residents and prompting an expanded security sweep across the neighboring districts. Boarding schools into Irapundu were also ordered to close after fresh intelligence suggested they could have been vulnerable. The closures adds to growing concerns about worsening insecurity into northern Nigeria. Earlier this week, armed men seized at least 25 girls from the Maga Comprehensive School Secondary School into Kibe State. A teacher and a guy were killed during a raid. Local leaders said the attack happened soon after soldiers left a nearby checkpoint. Police are yet to comment on the matter. Good afternoon. More on that, you go there and check it out to get a full detail. Stay in Nigeria, where Nigeria on the edge as Trump threatened sanctions and a military action. Nigeria's financial markets have entered turbulence water following threats of sanctions and possible military action from the U.S. President Donald Trump. The remarks marks in response to what he described as Nigeria's failure to protect Christians' community, send immediate shockwaves to across Africa's largest economy. The Nigerian stock exchange saw sharp losses within hours while consumers' price continue their upward climb. Foreign fears that inflations may worsen in the coming weeks. Economists warn that that sustained uncertainty could undermine investors' confidence and weaken the macroeconomic stability at a critical time. Expert says the Nigerian government may need to accelerate diplomatic engagement with Washington while spontaneously stabilizing the foreign market, strengthening trade, and boosting investors' reassurance to potential stocks. More on that, you go there and check it out to get a full detail coming out there for you. We'll travel to Guinea-Bissau, where Guinea-Bissau prays for contentious presidential vote. Tensions and hope are rising in Guinea-Bissau as voters prepared for one of the most contentious presidential elections since the country's return to multi-party democracy. President Omaro Sissoko Embalo is seeking the second term in Sunday's vote, despite a turbulent mandate marked by political disputes and repeated allegations of attempted coup. If re-elected, Embalo could become the first sitting president to secure a second term in more than 50 years of independence. But controversy surrounds the length of his current mandate. Opposition groups argue his term expired in February, while the Supreme Court ruled it run until September. The election date, brought forward for November 30th, has only added to the uncertainty. Amid the political turmoil, voters in the capital, Bissau, voiced a deep desire for stability. I have hope that these elections will bring peace and tranquility so that there is no more hunger, and that whoever is elected will respect our constitution. According to a voter, Moreno in Saudi, that the next president will make the people feel free. 12 candidates are running for the president, and 14 political groups, including one coalition, are contesting legislative seats. But analysts warn that the exclusion of key political oppositions or coalitions combined with long-standing rivalry within the military could heighten tensions. More on that, you go there and check it out as you find more details. We now travel to South Africa, where South Africa Code rules anti-migrants clinic blockade illegal. An anti-migrant group called Operations Dudula is stopping foreigners from accessing public health clinics in South Africa. Its members block clinic entrance, demand local identity document, and turn away people without them. The Johannesburg High Court has ruled that the group's actions unlawful, and South Africa's government said health care is available for all under the law. But Operations Dudula popularity is rising in a country that has seen waves of sometimes deadly anti-migrant sentiment. Of Operation Dudula, members Tilakeli is one of the first persons to arrive at the Debslope Public Health Center in Johannesburg, not to seek medical attention, but to stop foreigners from getting care. She and her fellow members of Operation Dudula, which mean to get rid of Bafos, are dressed in military star fatigue as they block the entrance and demand to see patients' identity document. Mothers carrying children and others who are sick turn away and told to go to private hospitals, which unlikely public ones aren't free. Similar scenes have played out at government-run clinics across the South Africa most popular province. The Koite, as health care becomes the new battleground in the country, long and painful debates over immigrations. The Johannesburg High Court has ordered Operation Dudula to stop harassing migrants. The group says it will appear. Good afternoon. More on that, you go there and check it out to get a full detail coming out there for you. Let's take our break to go on the lines in the Liberia. 0775-919-919, 0880-919-919 are the numbers to be a part of the program. Good afternoon. 0775-919-919, 080-919. Are these a portion of money shows that our leaders are concerned about it? Because if you got 6 officers that are carrying millions, multiple millions of dollars, and you see healthcare facility, sometimes you see, can you imagine the speaker, the deputy speaker office carrying more than 1,000, more than $1 million, and you see the one healthcare center send $250,000 healthcare center. Where are we going? And the action of the deputy minister just confirmed. In short. And the government now has said a similar audit on the RI road. Because what we're hearing now is that the money that was apportioned for that road is already being spent. But the government won't know that too. And if we already spend the money and we have to pay for that money, where do we get money for the completed road? And there's more money. Let me talk to the first caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're welcome. Yeah. Good boy. And these are some of the things that they talk about in the agreement. Modernized drainage built on a road, because there's an international road there.
So it is my other point is that the Senate, the House of Senate, they nominated the system. You know, we talk about education, we talk about leadership knowledge. It would be better that when the government or the Senate or the House of Representatives, when they want to nominate somebody through the executive, they should realize and step.
No, that the executive can nominate somebody and send them for confirmation to the Senate.
Okay.
The executive can find their own person and send it to the Senate for confirmation. Now, what we're seeing here now, the way the Senate can confirm people, they won't want to say they won't lie. They won't kind of big there. 70% of whatever is going to be confirmed. Then just before 24 hours, they will start calling on Facebook, start talking to somebody and say, "I'm going to talk about my new ball today. How am I going to then you don't be telling me this I should be here."
So when you try to look at the sentences to insult them, to condemn them, that the Senate, they sort of look at it and withdraw that nominating back.
Okay. They finish confirming the one. I'm going to see whatever. They get the they just confirm one of ones I'm bombarding people when you began when you go on. Yeah, go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. This is the father of local minister here as well, district number 6 most of the country. You see, even though the president can nominate and the Senate for but I think the president had a freedom weight on him. He said that because most of the minister get you say that the deputy minister for information. He said the other side no. So now he just speak the way he wants to speak. So I think when you are in leadership, you have to get this. Not everything you just respond to it. So I think also Brother had to really advise most of his ministers that we should focus on your work. It's like giving loose stuff. No, the local responsibility. So if you're not responsible, then you have to go sit at home.
Okay, if you're not responsible, go and sit at home. Good afternoon. Go ahead. You have to be attentive. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you very much for the show this afternoon. Well, the issue about the public, some of all we are happy and to hear that the government is putting people to audit the issue about our road. Now, road actually is not, the construction is not properly oriented. And not only only there should be a fine. After the fine, there is one story. What should be the punishment of the intention only if you see only there everything get down and put out a blessing. Then where are we heading? Thank you very much for the show.
Okay, you're welcome. Let me talk to someone else. Good afternoon.
Hello, now.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you talk about competent value.
Yeah, go ahead, Deba.
Even when you call it out rule, they call the problem for the country as a struggle. You can see a competent value that I know they will put in the one thing here, Jawara or Anu. Can't be the
yeah, and it's so important. They put so much money in the budget for a road. When they go build a road, they get some stupid road, no sidewalk, nothing. You go after 1, 2 years, that's spoiling. Okay. Good afternoon. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is something different and I'm going for red this afternoon. Look, now the Senate has not done well for the women. And the women will always try to withdraw that woman.
Nobody want to interview the woman say President Boga tell her to save it. And now she's she talking, so that President Boga tell her to start talking and start causing people.
Yeah, so the mind of the woman.
The same thing was talking about Joey government. The same thing happening in the government. Now she the only person who for that position, you can't put the person there. You can't be, you apologize. You lie to the House Senate, the senator. You can't apologize. The next day, you go lower, you start insulting people on social media. Go to the home. Okay. Good afternoon. You're welcome. But the first thing, the first thing is that the blueprint of that road should be standing a year ago to SCA. But we can see it. Since 2020, we can see the road. We can see the blueprint of the road. No, but you see, President Boga started to spoil Unza government with Unza hand, with the kind of put in the power. So tomorrow, no one blame nobody. Thank you. Because the same warning that was behind former President John behind, and the same thing behind, and he was looking at it. He telling somebody to talk, the president talking. They want to be dismissed. That will be the good afternoon.
Hello? Yeah, I'm Abraham B.A. calling from GSA Road, Discipline. Yeah, my ambassador, you know the Senate just showed that witness again.
Sure.
I believe that the only when you hear something there, you make sure when you confirm that you do all that act, you actually take it for them. They will more than she will not be there because she took our greed. They let us see it for all.
Yeah.
She took our greed. You see? So we will pray that the papa will not there. We will not keep on there.
Okay. Good afternoon. They just put in the position, you go know why he's insulting people. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is
Yeah.
Not the fund is a problem for we live in this country and we are the people. That fund is a problem. The woman should not even go anywhere yet. And for the beginning, the way she laughed, then double confirm the woman. I don't know how people can really think and even for this whole issue. So I'm not so sure the vote is not even guaranteed. The vote is the whole
We go know you go hearing now from pundits, they saying that the money, the 116 million for that road is finished and the road don't finish yet. Okay. Good afternoon. Now the government said they're coming to audit the audit already in progress. They want to audit the road and see whether the money they not spent match up with the reality. Good afternoon. Pascal, today I will agree with you today. I will agree with you today because for the statement of the Deputy Minister, Fatima Bantu said it, she said the president told her to shut up. Okay, okay, okay. I said I agree with you. Good afternoon. Yeah, Fofi, go ahead. But now just enough for them. Once you learn all the first thing to solve Vice President Boga send different person. That's the first thing. No, then I disagree with him. I disagree with him that she's not the only person like Blanca seven in that position. I disagree with her. I mean, I disagree with the president. If you think that way. Okay, okay. Good afternoon. You're welcome. Go ahead, Mr. Yuma. Yeah. Yeah. Look, I'm President Chipman Freeway. But see the way they I road. Oh, okay, let me take my final call. Thank you. Good afternoon. My final call for today.
Hello?
Good afternoon.
I'm Jefferson Rao, and I'm joining you from Tokyo.
Yeah, Jefferson.
Yeah, I think I was doing one for the road. I don't know what kind of road anything. There is not a point.
We're paying for the 5-mile road. What if somebody put in that road? I was paying 116 million. 1 million for 1 mile for 5 million. It will add that to the one we pay 60, 70, 80 million. We pay 116 million under that road to the same. Okay, let me squeeze you this one. I'll give you 30 seconds. Just a quick 30 seconds. I gotta go. Good afternoon. 30 seconds.
I found a platform this afternoon because I called for Center on Hotel. Now it's decided that we say, La Hala a road. That road, the issue of the order we endorse and we embrace it, it is in the best interest of our country because you know what? It is because of that road. Senator Makepiti, Senator today Magidi.
Okay. Many thanks to all of you. And there's just a break or make point of the Senate. Please, Senator, everybody President Baka sent to your confirm. Please. You see what's happening now? And some of the decisions our leaders make, a lot of the executive, you see what's happening. You see there, you brought the gatekeepers of Liberia. You see what your decision I make is what's happened. And what's going to happen in future time. And what's been happening in the past. Also, thank you to the, and we're asking the GSC to please conduct an audit on the road and make that audit public. We won't know. We can't be spending our money. Well, our money, we don't know about that. It's been so great. Thank you for joining me on this afternoon. We'll be here tomorrow in the week, and the weekend starts tomorrow, Friday. I'll be here tomorrow. But many thanks to all of you, Sakandu and Yasa David here being here with me on this afternoon. I am your humble servant, just Company Ambassador. Good afternoon.